we have to solve here an equation with fractions. In this case, we have a variable x in the denominator. Therefore, there will be a restriction on the possible values of x. As a solution, we may not have x equal to 0, because if x is 0, then we will divide by 0, and that's not allowed. So in this case, it's an equation with fractions, but with a restriction on the value of x. X may not be 0. Now, the way to solve this equation, we are going to multiply each term by the lowest common multiple of the denominators. And in this case, the denominator is x here, and this 5 we can put on 1. So what we're going to do, we are going to multiply each term by x. So if I times by x here, there, as well as on the right hand side, that gives me here the x will cancel with the x below the line. The two x's will cancel, so we are just left with a 4. In the second term, we are just left with 6 because the x's cancel. And on the right hand side, we have a 5x. And now we solve like always. 4 plus 6 gives me 10. 5x equal to 10, so that makes x equal to 10 divided by 5. So the answer, the solution is x equal to 2. And that is valid. X may just not be equal to 0, but 2 is a valid solution. If we switch to the second equation, here we have in the denominator, we have like two terms, x minus 2. I will put this minus 4 over 1. In this case, again, the restriction will be on the values of x. The restriction will be x may not be equal to 2. If the value of x is 2, we will have 2 minus 2 giving me 0, and that means we are dividing by 0. So we have to be on the lookout. X may not be equal to 2. That will not be a valid answer. In this case, the LCM of the denominators is equal to x minus 2. It's like the whole bracket, both terms. And what we will do, we will multiply the equation by x minus 2. Each term. I'm going to write it over here. We multiply here by x minus 2, here as well, and the same thing on the right hand side. Now, multiplying by x minus 2, it will cancel in the first term, x minus 2 and x minus 2, because this one is on 1. So I'm just left with 3. Second term, x minus 2 and x minus 2 cancels. We just left with 3 minus x, and on the right hand side, minus 4 multiplied by x minus 2. And now we will do like always. We get minus 4x plus 8 when I multiply into the bracket. Take care of your minus. It's minus 4x, minus times a minus, plus 8. On the right-hand side, 3 minus x. All the terms with x to one side. So I have minus x, this minus 4x. I do the reverse. I put here plus 4x. And on the right-hand side, x minus 3. This gives us 3x equal to 5. And solving now for x, x is just 5 over 3. And that is a valid solution. No problem with that. We only have a restriction. If we had 2 as an answer, it will not be allowed. But 5 over 3 is fine, and that solves the equation.